Cari amici sportivi, welcome to your 100th episode about Milan Weekly Podcast. And thank you for being a friend to everybody out there. 100 episodes in, Steve. Steve's got money to pay the shades because we got a new sponsor, wehaveNomoney.com. Thank you to wehaveNomoney.com to sponsoring us for, what are these, Prada, Gucci's, what are the...
I wish not to say.
Welcome to Milan Weekly Podcast. The 100th episode, 4 weeks shy of 2 years, Steve. And if we had to count the Red Card Weekly, it would be a lot more than that. We just wanted to first off to say, Stevie P, Vinny T, always faithfully here every Monday. Well, maybe not next week because Steve will be live from Cuba, and I might be going somewhere in about a month, but we'll figure it out. And in the end, we're not professionals,
Nor do we pretend to be.
and to all you guys that are going to maybe comment about the auto zoom on the camera, we have no idea how this thing works. We tried to go into the settings, so we're going to try to move as least as possible. We have to make sure that we don't touch the table too much because there's too much banging sound. Steve, Presidente told us, so we have to make sure we're very silent. Hell of a week. Milan, we had a couple of moves.
The signings are coming in.
Signings are coming in. We had a good showing against Manchester United. Well, I guess we're going to get into that a bit later. But we are recording early. We're afternoon. Steve's on vacation. Don't worry, guys, because Tommy said he will be here because he took the day off just to make sure that he talks to us. So as soon as I texted him, he's like, no, I need to go. I need to take the day off, and away we go. But Steve, I know maybe it wasn't 100 episodes exactly that we've been doing this, but it's episode number 100. It's maybe 30, 40 of them that we put the presidential points in perspective. So I'm sure you have something, well, excuse me, not you, but the Presidente came up with a beautiful perspective that you're going to bring to us for not bringing us presidential points today. So, as I usually like to ask my good friend Steve here, bring out your inner Bob Ross, Steve, and please, paint us a picture.
President is in vacation mode as well.
He is?
The camps are coming to a close. School is coming around the corner. EPL is going to start soon. So he said, what better time to pack up the 1964 Chevy.
That's the other one from
the other one, the station wagon.
Okay.
Brown, with mahogany interior, pine scented fresheners.
Nice.
And go down to New Jersey Wildwood with the family. Now,
Wildwood, New Jersey.
Wildwood, New Jersey. 10-hour drive for you normal people, 37 and a half hours for your president.
But Steve, Wildwood hasn't been popular since the 80s.
Oh, Presidente and the First Lady and the kids are bringing it back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
So they packed up all their maroon and baby blue suitcases, the leather ones.
Obviously.
With the metal buckles.
Okay.
And, you put 4-5 pari de mutande. 2-3 canotier. So some underwear and some Under Armour. The original Under Armour.
Okay.
Packs up that. Of course, needs a couple of dozen paninis for the kids and everything.
It's obvious.
So, of course, goes to the bakery. Does not take the fresh ones. Because those are too expensive. He takes the day before because he knows with the heat generated in the car, because President doesn't put on the air conditioning. No, we don't want to fill the car with fumes. Fresh air for the First Lady. We just lost our flight. We just lost the flight.
Go, keep going.
The show must go on. So because he knows with the heat generated of the car, those paninis will stay nice and warm, like as if they came out of the oven instantly. Inside, prosciutto. It doesn't screw around there. No mayonnaise, no mustard. Prosciutto, homemade calcio inside. 2 or 3 are made with tuna, just to spice it up a bit.
Okay.
He has a little bit of giardiniera, vacuum sealed in case it leaks, and it goes on the first lady's dresses. The kids have a little section of the suitcase for themselves for 2-3 toys. He has his spending money, $47.99 American.
That's it.
That's all he needs. Because after that, it's all plastique. Presidente passes everything. He's ready to go on the boardwalk, and they get on the road, and the air is flowing through his hair. The first lady's fresh. The kids in the back are fresh. No iPads, no nothing.
No, obviously.
Calculations they're doing, Penny. Calculations. Trajectory. Isometric triangles. Everything is calculated in the back.
And this is the point that he gets a notification that it's our 100th episode? Or?
Yeah, then he realizes panic instills.
Sorry, guys, sorry. He didn't get the notification. Presidente Junior, he's the one that calculated that, by the way.
This week would be a 100th episode of Milan Weekly Pod.
And what happened then?
Then he started to count. 1 presidential point, 2 presidential points, 3 presidential points.
Berlusconi style?
Berlusconi style. 1, 2, 3.
And we did not get any presidential points, so...
We did.
We did?
We did. I kept it from you.
Oh!
He didn't send it to you. He sent it only to me. As a surprise. Because the epiphany, it wasn't a notification. It was something from San Giuseppe dei Marche, the Calabrian saint of shoehorns. Sent him that beautiful epiphany message to say, Presidente, even though you're going on vacation, you need to give these guys presidential points for the 100th episode. Pulled out his 1996 Pentium 2 laptop and connected to someone's Wi-Fi, Janelle's Wi-Fi, on the corner of 4th and 76th.
Which he hacked.
Yeah. Because he knew that the password was Il Presidente.
So, I had no idea that we had presidential points, Steve, unless you're just pulling my leg.
No, we do.
We do?
Yes, we do.
So how come I didn't get them?
I don't know.
Is there a rift? Is there some sort of rift in
Maybe.
So, guys, thank you to Steve for the many times that you've put us in perspective. Thank you. And who are we to question or even, think of this thing might be untrue? But he forgot to put me into thing. To me, Vince. Hold on a second. Presidente, let me have a look here. Because I don't know why.
For the record, Presidente, I had them on my phone.
Oh, there they are. Sorry, I hadn't opened up my Gmail.
Beautiful.
So how many do we have? 2, 3. Question number 1 for episode 100, which were written down on the outskirts of possibly the state of Vermont.
Yes.
So,
Or Albany.
Gianpaolo praises Suso. So Gianpaolo said the following after the friendly versus Manchester United on Suso. He's a superstar and we need to keep playing like him. Before we get into this point, I just want to say thank you, because I forgot to mention at the beginning. Last week was over, again, 1,200 listens, views on YouTube. I tried to be funny to say that, hey, we need you guys to fake your accounts and give us some more follows. We need 1,000 followers on YouTube to be doing this live so you guys can interact with us at the same time. But honestly, thank you so very much. You're appreciated. All the kind words. People from Australia, people from Peru, people from Europe. It's just a fantastic
Peru. Machu Picchu.
Gianpaolo praises Suso. Gianpaolo said the following after a friendly match versus United on Suso. He is a superstar and we need to keep players like him. I said this to him and to the club. I'm in love with him. He's someone who can make a difference. 2-part question. Put your bias aside whether you want to keep Suso or sell him. I think he's talking to you on this one. As a coach, did he overdo it with his praising of Suso? Or was it okay to show him how much he loved the player and wants to keep him? Steve?
I think he overdid it.
Why do you think he overdid it?
He had a good game. Suso had a good game against Manchester
He had a couple
United.
of good games.
Yeah, he had a couple of good games, but superstar, 40 class, or whatever you want to categorize him, he's not.
40 class, world class? No, definitely not. But he's definitely above average.
But we cannot classify him as a superstar.
No,
He's a good player.
but on Milan's current team.
On his current team, he's a good player.
So why do you think he went out of? Maybe you think he went out of his way to say something like
Just
that?
to give him a bit of confidence. I think maybe Gianpaolo's gonna have to start getting used to these types of pressers where every single word that he says is gonna be magnified and taken out of context and scrutinized, twisted and turned to create a page for someone to click on and read.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe I don't think it's like sending a message to the. I don't think a new coach within 2-3 months inside his job would start taking shots at the management and.
I don't think so either, and I think the management have put into play where if we want to sell, we're gonna sell.
His second part is: do you think he directed this message towards management not to sell him, or was it a tactical move made with Maldini and Boba's blessing to shut down the rumors and appease the fans? Well, appease the fans. I think if somebody came up, Roma said they're going to pay 35 million for him, I don't think you need to appease the fans because we'd be like, at that price, yeah, sure. We'll gift wrap him and send him over. I like what he brings up, Steve. I don't think he would have done this without the knowledge of Maldini and Boban. I think he's still walking kind of on eggshells. I don't think
so. I think that they're looking at this too in depth. Someone asked him a question. He decided to take the road that the player had a couple of good games, and he showed him some love.
That's about it.
I don't think it has anything to do with management or anything to do whether we're going to sell or not sell. In the end, I would hope that the management and the coach are on the same page of who they want to keep and who they want to sell, especially at this time. And if not, we have a serious problem. But for Suso, yeah, maybe it is to shut down the rumors. Maybe it is to at least give the player some added confidence in this new role that they want to try him in.
Exactly. And if you guys haven't seen, we have. Well, maybe I should put it a bit louder.
Very, very low.
Saluto al Milan Club di Montreal. Abbraccio, forza Milan.
And by the way, maybe some people might say that this was one of our members over there, but this all started from Presidente. He sent Gianpaolo a telegram and made sure that he sent this, that he sent us a little video for us. Thank you, Signor Gianpaolo. Chapter number 2. New arrivals. With the recent arrivals of Leao, Duarte, and finally Benacer, Milan has added 5 new players so far this mercato. The puzzle is almost complete. None are Italian, and the average age of the new player is 22. Last season, Gattuso often said the team lacked the right mentality and players with experience. Do you feel his concern is still valid? And if so, what would you like to see from Maldini and Boban do in the last month of the mercato to address this? Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with them not being Italian? See?
I don't.
This is, guys, before you start, this is not a racist thing. This has got to be these are all very talented players, but, we always come back to the conversation about how Italy's, in the national stage has never been at par since we won the World Cup, and that's been because we are not putting prominent, Italian talents up front. That's the only reason we're bringing it up. So you got no problem with that. If this rumor of Il Gran Colpo at midfield, would they go for somebody young or somebody from experience?
At this point, they have to just get the best players. The best player available. Yeah, some age would help, some craftiness, but it's a real challenge. You have to find someone who's worth his weight, worth his price tag, has talent
that we could afford.
That we could afford. Has some Serie A experience, because that's what I think Gattuso was referring to, how to win in Serie A. And I'd like to add to that, not only are we shopping for someone like that, but it's time for the Biglia, the Kessi, even though his age doesn't justify how many years he's played. Let's figure he played with Atalanta, now he played with Milan. It's time for those players to pull up their pants, pull up their socks, and they need to be that mentality, or that winning mentality.
Biglia might be leaving. I know he's a bit older, but Kessi, you guys knew we're always Team Kessi. We just love what he gave to the team, and he just gave a lot of himself every single game. But if it's going to, I don't know, Correa is what, a central attacking midfielder, or like
It's a second striker.
he's a second striker. So they're saying, the sports media said, reporting today, that Kessie is going to fund the Correa thing. I don't know. Like, for me, it would have to make business sense to see him go, right? And the
Business sense, and two, we're gonna have some digging to do in that midfield, because with Bakayokoko and Kessie, they were our two best midfielders last year.
But they weren't attacking. They
No,
weren't producing.
But they were our two best midfielders, and we're basically gonna start the season without the two best midfielders. So, my whole point around this is that people have to start pulling their weight. No more dead weight. We had to get rid of the dead weight. You saw how that affected the club as well, because Montolivo still has no club. Bertolacci still has no club. Mauri still has no club. That's a problem.
But the moves had to be done, and they were done. So it's a step in the right direction.
Sometimes those sales, even though they bring back 5, 10, 1 million, whatever it is, it's still money lost. You lost them for nothing because you paid them exaggerated wages that no one else wanted to pay, or no one else could afford to pay, for the teams that they were available to play for, or maybe interested in the Serie A or any other league. And now no one wants to pay them those salaries, and it's obvious that they have no job now.
Point numéro 3. Curse of the number 9. Piątek hasn't scored yet, and people are panicking. He's been infected with the curse of the number 9. Meanwhile, Milan is still searching for a second striker. Rumors still persist with Correa. Question 1, while I go get myself another beer. Would you like a beer for episode 100? I have Coors Light, Sapporo, or Miller Lite directly from the United States, because my brother gave me a little case on the side.
Sapporo.
Sapporo? It's the King Can. Steve, are you in panic mode, or patient Piątek just needs more time to get used to Gianpaolo's system?
Indifferent. I'm indifferent because it's the preseason. I'm a little bit preoccupied that he hasn't scored. Not only that he hasn't scored, that the chances that he's missed. So twofold here. One, I'm happy that at least he's getting chances. Two, I'm worried at the chances that he's missing. There was one obvious one in the United game where he thought he was offside. In reality, he was not offside. Took a shot from like 2 feet into the 18-yard box, where he could have actually walked in and drilled it home. That's someone who's lacking a bit of confidence. That is what worried me. Again, yes, it's preseason. It would have been worse if he hasn't generated any chances. I still don't like that part of the Milan's game where he's isolated up there by himself.
And, you know, I hear you 100%, right? And by the way, don't bang the beer on the table, because Presidente, you know how he reviews our podcast before posting it? He puts it at very high levels to see if there's like a fly in the background or anything. Salute, guys. Episode 100. I prefer him doing these misses or whatever in the preseason. And I know that's the easy way out, guys, but if this is what we're going to see 5-6 games in, then I'll start to worry.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, because in the end, that's if we're winning. Because if we're winning and he hasn't scored yet, people will still draw like maybe some questions. But in the end, what matters most is...
The worst case scenario is we start off slow and he doesn't score.
That will be the worst.
The worst.
Question number 2. Let's put the name of the player aside. What kind of second striker profile should Milan be looking for as the ideal partner to Piątek that will help Milan score more goals than they did last season?
Has to be dynamic. Has to be smart off the ball. Has to be someone who can attack space.
What if that guy's Suso, Steve?
No, he's not Suso. Suso's not fast. I run faster than Suso. I would beat him in like a 40-yard dash. I would beat him. He's not fast. He has to be quick. He has to be intelligent. He has to be able to play off the ball.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What if nobody comes? Does Suso become that guy?
No.
We keep that Andre Silva?
I would give him a chance. He seems like that type of guy.
He kept the school in those penalties. Scored.
Couldn't ask for more. But the thing is, he's that type of mold that we need. I don't know what the drama is with this player. Why no one wants to give him a chance? Why he can't get like 4 or 5 games in a row to play alongside? You have to build a partnership. You can't buy a partnership. It just doesn't happen. It's very rare. There's 40 classes that you could put them together, and yes.
And what if this maybe Leao is one of them?
Maybe it's Leao.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
But if we don't get Correa, we can't get rid of anybody else, Steve.
No, you can't.
You need 3
And
guys.
we don't even know if Correa is the answer. We've watched a bit of him. You watch a little bit of the highlights. Now you're more interested in him. You try to look up and see what he does well, what he doesn't do well. He is that mold. I think we also have that mold in Andrea Silva, but there seems to be a problem, I would guessing, attitude-wise, where no one wants to give him a chance. Because this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the third coach. Is it the third coach with us? Before Gattuso?
What do you mean before Gattuso?
When was he? No, he was not around with Montella.
Who?
Andrea Silva.
No.
So second coach. So Gattuso
He came last,
and now Gianpaolo.
Yeah.
There's going to be the second coach that doesn't want to give him a chance for some reason. There has to be the common denominators adding up to be him. Now,
But the fact that they shipped him back to the States, do you think that maybe that might be a sign like, dude, we ain't gonna get rid of him, so make it work?
I don't know.
A lot of the guys are still back in Italy, are they not?
Yeah, but he went to Cardiff. The last game was in Cardiff.
Okay.
So not shipping him. They wanted to make him play. So I get the play from management.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna either show us something that's gonna convince us that you're gonna stay, or you're gonna show some other team that you can actually play. And it's gonna put to rest that you failed the medical because of a physical, non-existent physical, because he looked like he was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So it had to be something financial.
What was it that time? Sissoko with the bad teeth.
Bad teeth.
Oh man, guys.
But there's an interesting mercato rumor.
Please do tell, Steve.
Andrea Silva to Monaco. Monaco gives us back the youngster Pellegrini
Yeah, okay.
and money.
But if
young Italian 18-year-old striker
Pellegrini. Yeah,
Whatever.
but if he failed the medical, how are they gonna take him back?
He never failed the medical. Vinny. That's the whole point. That's the whole point to make a play.
They couldn't get an okay on the.
They couldn't get an okay on either the salary or they wanted to renegotiate the transfer fee, but it was no failed medical.
Anyways, we take it to the Twitter world. First question, and then we're gonna call Tommy, obviously.
Yeah.
Christian Espinoza asks, which new signing are you excited most about? And also, have you ever tried Peruvian food?
Ooh.
Peruvian food, I'll be honest, I believe there's a restaurant next to my work that serves Peruvian food, and I believe it's mostly barbecue. Christian, correct us if we're wrong. I have never tried, but I'm sure it's fantastic. It's probably a lot of barbecuing, but let us know. If not, Christian, where is he
Speaking of
from?
food.
He is from Peru. So how about this? We're gonna ask Presidente, the private jet, all the way over there. You cook us a meal, we talk a Milan, and we fly back.
We do a podcast from Peru and we come back.
That's all.
Speaking of food, which is a perfect segue,
Yes.
I would like to give a shout out to a Milanista who we're trying. He's a new restaurateur.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on his brand new restaurant. It's Vesta. His name is Anthony Diorio. I had the pleasure with my lovely wife to go eat at his restaurant this Saturday. Fantastic pizza, pasta, entrees. Jerry de Gaspé. Nice, small, quaint restaurant. He even gave me a double X t-shirt. Double X. Who has double X?
Yeah, but double X because you wanted to make it loose, Steve.
Yeah.
You wanted to have a... And I think the rumors are that we might have a live show.
Live podcast. He invited us to do a live podcast. That would be an honor and a pleasure, Mr. Diorio. Thank you very much for the fantastic food. I had garlic knots, which is basically pizza dough tied in a knot with a nice garlic sauce on top.
Beautiful.
I had a frutto misto di mare. calamari, shrimp with a nice, beautiful sauce. Each one was, the
Succulent.
heavens. As soon as it touched my lips, it was an orgasm.
Orgasm.
And then, the mozzarella sticks. Ooh, baby.
Not your McCain frozen.
No, per favor, come on.
No. Homemade,
These were
bro.
beautiful. Each stick was measured by the Presidente to exactly 7.2 inches.
Okay.
And it melt in your mouth mozzarella. Fantastic. And then, due pizza. And
Just
fatta
was it.
festa.
So basically, we're gonna go there on my cheat day.
Very nice. Very nice. But beautiful pizza. Congratulations again, Anthony Diorio, Vesta Restaurant. Please go see him if you're in Montreal. Milanese. He's a Milanese. He's proud. And he's going to become a member soon.
Cheap plug. Christian, what new signings are we most excited about? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm joking.
Have
I
another
just thought
sip of
about
beer.
it. I just thought about the garlic knot again. Oh my god, it was so good.
Excited about it. Probably gonna say not because I know what he's capable of doing, but I'm gonna go with Leao.
Leao.
Why am I excited? It's
Leao.
because the unknown, right?
Wow.
Him coming out and kind of being not cocky, but saying this is what I'm capable of doing. He's a tall kid, and it comes down to me trusting in my management. Again, we're gonna go back on the Cutrone guys. Remember, if we all got over, I didn't say we accepted. We all got over the sale of Kaká. You can get over the sale of Cutrone.
Yeah. So
Right.
to touch on that there, it's perfect. I noticed it and you just made it flash back into my brain.
You're welcome.
There was a great tweet and it's all, I forgot the person who tweeted it out. It was in Italian, of course, so I'll translate it. Basically on this whole Cancelo for Danilo plus money swap there. All the Juventini are going crazy. You cannot sell Cancelo if you want to win the Champions League, blah, blah,
They're
blah, blah,
getting
blah, blah.
Danilo and money for Cancelo, and they're complaining.
Yes. Anyways, that's not my point. The gentleman, obviously a Juventino fan, basically said Real Madrid sold Ronaldo.
Yes, they did.
Atletico Madrid sold Griezmann.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea sold Hazard.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can live with them selling Cancelo.
Yeah, that was the Bluetooth thing. So exactly, and we could live with selling Cutrone.
What
Are
about
you?
me? I'm excited about Benacer.
Benacer. Another one that Steve will decide that he gets to pronounce it the way he wants.
Yes, Benacer.
Benacer?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be Benacer
Benacer
from now
is
on.
who I'm excited about. Why? And I'm going to even go double action here and give him my brioche of the week because he came back from the African Cup. He dressed up in his pajamas
Yes,
for
he
the
did.
medical, then came back, signed officially, did the handshake, and he said, I will be ready to die for the fans and the team. I will be ready at 2,000%. Who the fuck is ready at 2,000%?
Benacer.
Boom! He's the brioche of the week too.
He's your brioche of the
Brioche
week.
of the week. I like this guy. Medzi, my homeboy from Algeria, he's gonna be happy too. Yes, sir, Medzi. Let's go, Benacer. Leao!
And he's apologizing, Christian, for one more question. Don't apologize.
Don't
It's fine.
apologize.
Don't worry about it. Given how you're from Lima, Peru, and you're reaching out to us,
Never apologize.
never apologize. Unless it's like a presidential question, which...
Now I'm gonna have to bring out the nasal voice.
Given how desperate Barcelona is to get rid of Coutinho and said that they haven't received any offers, you think Milan should try and make a cheap offer for him? That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Coutinho and Correa, which I believe, guys, correct me, or maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, similar players, similar position,
A little bit different.
a little bit different.
Yeah.
If Coutinho is a bit cheaper,
I've seen more Coutinho than Correa, so I'm not one.
But
to
that's
say
what I'm saying.
Officially, the same type of player, but I think Coutinho is a little bit more. Seems to be a little bit more
In the attacking.
fruitful in the attacking side of the field, and a little bit more central, a little bit more fantasia.
but if he's on the cheap, would you not take him?
What's the cheap? They paid
Christian,
like
what's the cheap?
$160 million for him. Cheap is going to be
I'd give
80.
you 15, 20 on 4
Not
easy
gonna
payments.
happen. Not gonna happen.
But I wouldn't mind that because he's got the City experience.
But he probably won't come back because he's an Interista.
T Pepperoni, Dom. One of the
Pepperoni.
So I'm off to Italy from Australia next week.
This guy's the best, man.
Going to the Udinese and Brescia games. Cannot wait. No questions from me this week. Just want to say you guys are the best and Juve are a merda.
T Pepperoni.
Thank you, Milan.
Speaking of Juve merda, let's call Tommy.
You know, at this point, contacts. Tommy starts with a T. Tommy. With this new speaker, this we got it because of the 100th episode.
Yeah.
President doesn't know yet, but we're expensing it.
Good times. Put it louder a bit, no?
Yeah, relax. Oh yeah, it's because it's not on speakerphone.
Buongiorno, dottori.
What's happening, Mr. Tommy? How come you're not working on a Monday?
I was doing some renovations around the house.
Did you get Anthony to give you the days off?
Exactly.
Hey, you see what it is when you're Milan Club members. You ask your boss, "Yeah, give me a day off. I need renovations."
Anthony's a good boss.
He's a good boss.
Anthony è un pezzo di pane, my friend.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. How are you on this fine Monday afternoon? Because we're recording in the afternoon.
E oggi è un lunedì pomeridiano, amici miei. Un lunedì pomeridiano.
Please, we're calling you because it's the 100th.
How are you guys, by the way?
We're fantastic, and you know why we decided to call you at this time, Tommy? Because
Yes, sir.
our friend Dom from Australia, he tweeted out to us. He goes, "Good day, boys. Congrats! I'm off to Italy from Australia next week. Going to Udinese and Brescia games. Cannot wait. No questions from me, but I just wanted to say, Juve are always una merda. So we decided to call you right away."
È proprio una merda totale quest'anno.
So
And you know what? I'm happy that Sarri went to Juventus because I now believe that he is not the coach for Juventus. Ma l'hanno preso. Meglio per loro.
So we need to concentrate on our stuff, and we're just gonna, according to you, we're just gonna love to see them fail, right?
This year we're gonna make the Champions League, my friend.
Oh, Tommy.
Terzo, quarto posto, my friend. Terzo, quarto.
Tommy is saying third or fourth spot, and Tommy.
I loved Saturday the way Milan played.
Yeah.
Dominazione totale. The first half was all domination. The second half we started dominating. What got me a bit ticked off is that after the second goal, we started defending. No. What happened, Milan after the second goal, should have continued attacking. Try and get a 3-1 or even a 4-1. But hey, it's only the start. We have to see how everything is, how the other mechanism will come in place. When Benacer, Bonaventura was back, he's not 100%. We'll see quando la macchina è perfetta, you understand? Then we'll see.
So you've liked what you've seen so far. How about we throw you a question? Out of all these new signings, who are you the most excited about?
Hernandez.
Hernandez?
I haven't seen him much. I have seen him only at Bayern in the first game. But I've seen somebody who's very quick. Very quick. And he is actually when he's going to be back in place and fit, this guy's going to give a lot of surprises because he's very quick. And believe me, that's what you need in today's soccer. Somebody who has quickness.
Peace.
There we go. And I sent to Tommy the video of Facebook Frank that he understood that they speak the same language. He appreciated it. Because in the end, it's always Forza Milan. But don't worry, Tommy. We're gonna try to find you somebody on the Twitter world to start a beef with you, and we're gonna do the back and forth. But you're kind of very popular with our listeners, especially there's a gentleman called Gio on Giovanni, I believe, Gio on YouTube. There's like Tommy's a legend, number one. Fuck la Juve, screw la Juve. So you're getting your following there.
Una squadra proprio fatta proprio di merda. Una squadra che proprio vince only with the help of the ref, and once again with a corrupted federation. Until this federation is corrupted and bought and paid by Agnelli, non vedremo mai più una squadra vincere la Coppa dei Campioni.
So we'll see what this season holds. But you guys, you heard it here first. Tommy says third or fourth spot. We're gonna do Champions League. We're gonna see each other on the first.
Milan è la squadra che vincerà la prossima Coppa dei Campioni. I guarantee you, in the next 5 years, we enter in the Champions League, we have a better chance than Juventus ever had. And even if viene il Paraterno, these guys are going to buy soltanto that the only thing they're going to win è il Rinale. You know what's il Rinale? Dove ci pisciava dentro mio bisnonno.
Guys, once again for the 100th episode, maybe not from the beginning, but Tommy's here at all times. So thank you very much for joining us. As always, we're gonna speak to you next week. We're gonna see each other for the first game of the season.
Ci puoi contare, amico.
And you know what?
Ci puoi giurare.
But Tommy, you know, because Steve is on vacation next Monday, who knows? Maybe my guest is going to be for the whole episode you. We're going to talk off the air. We're going to call each other this week.
That would be a pleasure.
You have yourself a fantastic rest of a Monday.
You too, guys. And once again, you guys are the best. Podcast is the best one in the world right now.
Thank you.
Mark my words, guys.
Thank you.
You guys do it. Numero uno, guys.
Thank you very much, Tommy. We'll talk soon.
Grazie, dottore. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. You can't get better than Tommy. Well, he's got his own views and everything, but hey, it's Tommy. Eri Milanista. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the summer. Congrats on your 100th episode. It is quite an achievement. As a Milanista, thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
My question is, what kind of role would Bonaventura have this season? And how soon will Milan see Paquetá in the central attacking midfielder position? First off, Steve, to you, what role will Bonaventura, according to you, have this year?
Depends how fit he is. We had a similar type of question. It was nice to see him back on the field. Needs to get his legs back, game ready, and then an evaluation has to be done on what kind of role he plays. I think it's more going to be someone coming off the bench.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's going to be something coming off the bench, depending what happens with... look.
Maybe a go-to guy, maybe like a guy in the dressing room. He's been... Okay, it sounds sad.
That's a bit of but that's the leadership that we need. We need someone like him to start influencing the younger players. So that type of role, I think, whether he's healthy or not, he will do that type of role. We lost the flag again.
We lost the flag again. Go on.
But for me, it depends how fit he is. And to be very honest with you, I think it all has a lot to do on Canalobulu's play.
Who?
Canalobulu.
Oh, okay.
He will not have that never-ending leash that we saw last year.
Yeah.
If things do not go as planned, I think you'll see Bonaventura in that spot from time to time.
To our friend Ian, I think he went a little too far with his question. Maybe he doesn't understand the complexity
Tell
of
me the question,
Milan.
I'll be the one to judge.
My request is that you guys...
This phone.
Sorry. My request is that you guys host with Presidente in the room. I want to hear Vinny, Steve, and Marcello. Excuse me, Presidente goes... Presidente is not allowed in the studio, even though he pays for it. If we ever do a three-way, it will be at the Presidential Palace. He's putting himself over.
Yeah, but first of all, the use of three-way needs to be defined here. Yeah. Marcello. Back in your day, three-way is a three-way call, you know? Three-way nowadays, penetration is involved.
Thank you for clearing that up, Steve, for all our listeners.
And we're not penetrating anything for you.
No.
Second of all,
who would it be? Would it be Marcello or would it be...
I don't know.
Marcel,
I don't know. But second of all, Presidente cannot venture over here. He has a tight curfew with the First Lady. First Lady really controls the outs and ins in regards to extracurricular activities.
Ian, you know what? Let me answer your question by reproducing the phone call that I called Marcello to ask him over. Yeah, President. See?
Yes, Vincenzo.
You want to come in?
Bellezza.
How are you,
Bene. I was waiting for your call, Vincenzo.
Let
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, yeah.
if by any chance you have the size of the t-shirts, can we do an exchange this Wednesday at Mario's store?
Yeah, we're gonna meet up on Wednesday. It's fine. Everything's fine. And we're gonna get all that stuff.
Oh, okay, good. I was just checking.
But-
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah, go. But let me ask you a question. If for the 100th episode, you want to come over, like maybe we'll do it.
No, Vincenzo, I can't come, Vincenzo.
Why?
No. Busy with the kids' soccer. Nico has soccer. Everybody has soccer. There's soccer. There's this. There's that. The festa Sunday not have to prepare for. L'associazione, the CAs. No.
Okay, I get it. Ian, that's the way the conversation would go. But thank you for the question. And Ian is from Oakville, Ontario.
Ooh, Oakville.
President's taking care of putting the hashtags.
Yeah.
Zvonko.
Honko.
Why we have suffered so much past years from not having a proper trequartista and a regista, and what is the difference between the two often confused positions? Well, the trequartista, actually, you know what? Because Steve is il mister for his son's team. Steve, to maybe our non-Italian speaking, regista versus trequartista. The regista plays behind the defense, if I'm not mistaken.
Right in front of the defense.
Right in front of the defense. And the trequartista.
Right in back of the strikers.
So why we've suffered so Milan? Because our last regista was Andrea Pirlo.
Yep.
Our true one, excuse me. Our true one. And the last true trequartista was Kaká.
Yeah.
So that's why we've suffered, guys, because we were very high in quality since that time. Who else?
Well, we've said it multiple times that that's something that they had to address a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there was another tweet, forget again the tweeter who tweeted that out.
Mm-hmm.
Milan spent over like 480 million in the past couple of years, so money we have. But let's take a step back and be real. Maybe that money wasn't used to the best of its abilities because La Rosa, that starting 11 is still under par. After that amount of money invested, you would think that you would be closer to the Inter, closer to the Napoli. I'm not saying Juve because that's
no. Steve, you bring a very good point right now because let's put it this way: who has, in the last 3 years of signing, been an investment? Here's my question, because other than Suso, for me, not from the last 2-3 years, but we bought him for nothing, 6-7 million.
Probably not even less.
That's an investment now after the years. Who? Okay. Çalhanoğlu, not an investment because he's not worth the money that we paid for him. Bonucci was a complete flop. Who else? Rodriguez, maybe par for par.
Yeah.
Conti,
less now.
Kessie might be an investment.
Might be an investment, but
Belia is definitely not an investment.
No, not an investment, but like a player like Kessie, for some reason, it seems like they fetch less money from the Premier League for those type of players. I don't know why. Mark Maguire, Harry Maguire, whatever his name is, their center back for
to you is Mark Maguire.
93 million.
He's not going to be an investment.
I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Higuain was an investment. Andrea Silva wasn't an investment. I'm trying to think.
Borini. Investment.
Don't laugh, guys. We paid him what? Under 10?
I have no idea.
He will probably go for over 10 for sure. And Khaled asks your thoughts on Benacer signing. Also, congrats, 100. Thank you very much. He's from Philly, the land of ECW. Thank you very much.
Send me a cheesesteak.
We're happy for Benacer, but let's be honest here, guys. If it wasn't for the African Nations Cup, nobody will be this excited.
No. So that's a possible investment.
It is a possible investment. Let's keep our feet on the ground. Yeah. He's shown some great stuff in Serie A. Benacer was not a name that I did not know. I remember from the Empoli days. So results to come. We're gonna go from over there. Who else do we have? Another one. So we have Alberto Perez Chaskova. Ooh. He is from Las Vegas. Well, it's Nevada, but I'm going to pretend he's from Las Vegas. Hi, guys. Thank you for your amazing podcast. I am a Cuban Rossonero.
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm going to Cuba.
Oh, there we go.
Going to Cayacoco.
I am a Cuban Rosonero who has a question. Have you seen modifications before in the formation of Giampaolo's team when the adversary is winning on the tactical field of the game? In other words, does Giampaolo has shown tactical answers against other teams when his main formation is struggling or losing the field's domain? I really like what I have seen so far despite the losses, but I really want to know how good he is of a coach. Forza Milan. Very good question.
Very
You're
good
basic-
question,
you're
but
basic-
very hard to answer that question after a couple of friendlies where in the second half we pretty much take out 7 players and replace them with another 7 players.
If we gotta go by what we've seen, it looks like he's maybe because we were up 2-1 after that auto goal of Castillejo. So to see that difference, how did he react to that? We were down 1-0 with the other teams. I think where we failed in those other games that we just couldn't finish. But I think you see it a bit. I think you see a bit of his tactical kind of ideas and going back and
What
forth.
he wants to do.
But unfortunately, I don't think Alberto that we would be able to really say concrete say, oh yeah, we saw he made this change
You'll
here
probably
because of those
see
7
that.
changes.
You'll probably see that
By week
Alberto
10?
the first. No, I would say the first time Milan
Goes down.
goes down in the second half, and he needs to get a reaction from his team to either go get that point or get that win.
That's a very good point. Thank you, Steve. That was good. That was that question there. Frank the Tank.
Frankie!
Ciao ragazzi. What is both your predicting lineups for the season? As always, keep up the good work and Forza Milan. As Tommy would say, you guys are the best. I've been slapping kangaroos all week telling them how good you are. Freaking Frank the Tank. Our starting lineup. Okay. So it would be...
With injuries or without injuries?
Let's go with the perfect world. So strikers, Andrei Silva is still part of this team.
I would assume so, yes.
So Piontek and Andrei Silva up front.
Yeah, I would give him a shot.
Paquetá right behind them.
Yep.
Slash Suso.
I would go Paquetá.
Midfield. Kessie. Benacer, Bonaventura.
You have to fit in Villa somewhere there.
Who?
Villa.
Yeah, Billy can play off the bench. Back four. Well, let's just talk because we know who our central defense is going to be. You're going to rotate Conti. You have Calabria still. You have Rodriguez. You have Hernandez who's going to come back. I would probably say Hernandez over Rodriguez and Conti Calabria.
Probably going to be Calabria to start.
Probably because of what he's capable of doing.
And Musacchio and Romagnoli. Donnarumma and Nets.
And there we go. How about Giuseppe Reina? He's still there. Giuseppe Reina
is there.
Milan Club Philly. Dave, I'm a little disappointed. Not very disappointed, but a little disappointed because you're asking us. I love to hear how each of you started supporting Milan. And I believe that we've answered it a couple of times in the last 100 episodes. But we're going to go with that week. It was a busy. He's a presidente. He was probably traveling to Finland, to Greenland. Probably. He probably went to
He's
Greenland.
going around
Globetrotter. Very fast. Obviously, Steve's story is so much better than mine, as he's always been more entertaining than me, but his story is better than mine. Me is just basically growing up, always going over to my cousin's house. I was probably 7, 8 years old, 87, 88, and his family from Italy. He would always ship him some Milan stuff. So it would be, the Van Basten.
Your cousin was rich.
My cousin was rich, so he used to pay for his own posters at 10 years old. I was 8, he was 10. It was his uncles from Italy. They would send them all that stuff.
But he's rich.
Okay, he's rich. So my rich cousin would get, the Van Basten posters, the Gullit, the Rijkaard, and, the Champions League little Fanion. So to me, it was just always like this fascination. What is this? What is this team? And from there, the love has grown and grown. They hurt my feelings a lot of times, but it's been in love since day one. Steve, very quickly, your story, and it's the best one, guys. If you never heard this one, pay attention.
My aunt was a nun. She passed away. And her convent was situated in Milano.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing that my dad was Juventino and her being situated in Milano, she decided that she knew of her little nephew in Montreal, in Canada, loving soccer, but being a little pest, a little devil. She decided to send me the vintage, and I still have it, Lotto pre-match Maglione, which is the sweatshirt. Never seen before. I have never seen another one like that before. And basically telling me that there's always a little devil who does some good. So Forza di Lavio, you're going for Milan. That's why I go for Milan.
There you go. That's a fantastic story. So, and then we have Milan Mo. Do you think a big signing in midfield were alive, and who do you prefer between Çalhanoğlu and Bonaventura? We even forgot to put Çalhanoğlu in our starting lineup, so maybe we don't have him in our starting lineup, but probably against the... who do we prefer between Çalhanoğlu and Bonaventura? Right now, if we got to go by last year, obviously Çalhanoğlu, because we haven't seen Bonaventura, but I haven't hated what I've seen from Çalhanoğlu in the preseason. Steve, he's doing pretty good.
I prefer Bonaventura.
Francis.
100th episode, Francis makes an appearance.
And you know what, Francis? He should have been here for the 100th episode because Francis was part of Red Card Weekly, but even him, he's busy.
Yeah, very
That
good.
snake of an Interista that he is. I would love for both of you to share your favorite Milan memories, special game, trophy, occasion, player, performance, whatever. Ask Vinny and Steve. My best memory is gotta have to be Milan Juventus. I just moved to Ottawa, went to a local pub with a friend of mine that I just met. That he was a soccer fan, but he preferred Juventus, as you would say. And there was the thing of winning against Juventus, going out on that because it was a pub in a mall, and walking out and just celebrating, and everybody looking at me so weird because, guys, this is like 2003 in Ottawa. There's basically no Italians over there. I'm wearing my thing, but that joyful moment of watching it live, getting drunk, obviously. You know, you're 23 years old. Not that I need an age to get drunk, but whatever. I'll probably say that's one, like, a memory that comes to, I want to say, like, it's the greatest memory of all time, but because it comes to mind even 15 years down the road. Steve?
For me, I'm not going to pick a Champions League just because you picked the Champions League. So I'll go with the miracle at Manchester. Basically, Milan went into Manchester that year, and Manchester had the team, and United unbeatable at Old Trafford, and they got cacad.
Mm-hmm. It's a fantastic.
It goes down as probably one of the most entertaining and flawlessly matched games that I've ever seen Milan play. Total domination. Even the Old Trafford fans, which were very, very, basically, they came to watch their team win. They saw their team lose to probably one of the greatest teams.
Jan, fellow Milan Club Montreal member.
Yippity yang.
In honor of celebrating, by the way, Jan is the guy that had bought a Bonucci jersey. So I taped it up after to put Bonucci,
No,
to put Higuain, and we love him. In honor of celebrating your 100th episode, what are your cakes of preference when celebrating your respective birthdays? I don't have a sweet tooth per se, but it's gotta be I gotta go with, or my mom's tiramisu because there's mascarpone, but you know that the one that's like 150 grams of fat per
Beautiful.
one scoop, or cheesecake if it's in a restaurant. Steve?
For me, I like the pastries more than the cakes.
Yeah, pastry,
So I
'cause
like
you
nice cannoli or lobster tail.
Yeah,
And, our friends at La Frenette make a cannoli cake.
fantastic.
And they also make a lobster cake. So, happy birthday to me.
Also, besides the usual cast of castaways like Sal, Suso, Hakan, and Silva, is there anyone else you hope the club offloads in the next few weeks? Other than those guys.
I don't think we could afford to get rid of anybody else.
Yeah, seriously, I don't
We
think
need the players.
because then we're not gonna have a second team to rotate.
And
for,
it's important. That's the thing. The mercato is beautiful for that reason. It's almost a little bit of the forgotten portion of the mercato. The selling is very important as well. That generates funds for possible or possibly not future buys.
And last but not least, Hyperture. Hyperture's from where? From London.
Hyperture. My God.
Hyperture. Hyperture. Which player has surprised you the most during Milan's preseason tour? Did you mean like other than Borini or? Honestly, I would have to say Suso. Impressed me because it's like we weren't expecting that from him, and he's been playing really good. And it's been preseason, so I have nothing bad to say about the guy. Steve, anybody else?
To be very honest, with you, no. Really, really surprised. No. I like Calabria in not the Manchester United game because both goals were his fault.
Mm-hmm.
But the game before, I like Calabria, but not huge surprise in what he could do. You know, if we go around the table of the youngsters, Gabia has been something that's been a little bit nice to see. But of the actual players, right? Of the actual players, not really. No one's really stood out. I'm excited to see the new signings. That's for sure. Game one really surprised me, and it's too bad he got hurt because I would have loved to see him the rest of the preseason. But Hernandez really surprised me.
Yeah, it was like, is this guy playing for Milan?
Yeah,
like,
and does he know that it's a friendly?
Yeah, I was very impressed with that. Guys, that was the last of our questions. The one was on an hour. Steve already gave his brioche of the week. Any indigestions of the week, Steve? You know what? No, it's our 100th episode. We're not going to go with indigestions.
It is brioche. You just celebrate that.
You know what? I'm going to celebrate. Guys, you have no idea what it means to us for seeing. And, you know, sometimes we don't realize it. And you start talking to your friends and your family. It's like, oh, no, I saw your podcast and I saw this. And, you know, I have stopped sharing it on my own personal Facebook page. And to see 1,200, it's like, those are true, like, people watching and getting these messages, would it be from the Vermont, from the Australia, from Peru, and it's like it's just
Philadelphia.
It's just fantastic to
Oakwood.
Oakville.
Oakwood. But renamed the town too.
It's just you know, it's a great feeling to feel. You know, like even with David last week, where it's like, you know, Milan Club North America. You know, we're talking to Maurizio. They're going to discuss like maybe a date in April to go see Milan, and you know, to have that great feeling of like, you know, we want to involve everybody. It's really humbling, and it's a really fantastic feeling to know that if we could bring that little break in your lives for that 15 minutes an hour every single week, and some laughs. Are you crying, Steve?
Are you getting emotional now?
No, and that's my feel good moment of the week, and. It's been 100 episodes. I enjoy watching back, especially the presidential points perspectives, because it always makes us laugh, and I'm sure it makes everybody else laugh. Thank you to all our YouTube viewers. And again, if we could get to 1,200, maybe we'll get to 1,500, 1,600 one
Slowly
day.
but surely, we will build it.
Slowly but surely, guys. From Presidente.
Yeah, Presidente also.
Thank you for
Thank you, Presidente, for the 100 episode would not be possible with him.
It would not be possible.
Editing all the outtakes and all the stupidity that we do and the mistakes. So, speaking of Presidente, this is our presidential moment where we would tell all our Milan Club Montreal members, please remember to renew your membership and give us the size of your body type so we can order a t-shirt for you.
Presidente is going to lose it
before Presidente loses his goddamn shit. Also, in addition to Presidente's presidential moment, we would also like to add that he's received Il 120 Milan magazine from Radio Rossonera, where they will be able to subscribe for a fee, which Presidente will communicate later, and you will be able to get three issues of this fantastic magazine with pictures and stories available both in English and Italian.
We'll have some information, maybe not next week. Steve ain't going to be here. He's on vacation, rightfully deserved vacation. Who knows? Maybe we might have Tommy in the seat. Milan Legends might get mad because he wants to come over here. Maybe Tommy's good only on the phone. That's it. He's only good on the phone. We'll see. Maybe I'll have Presidente on for a show. No, we're not going to have Presidente on the show. Ovunque. E sempre. And for the 100th time, Forza Milan. Ciao.